Composting doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. Let's get down to the dirt. I built a 3-bay composting system with old pallets from work, and it cost me next to nothing to build. This allows me to run 3 piles at once at different stages. One that I'm adding fresh yard and kitchen scraps to, one that's halfway matured, and one that's almost completely matured. I usually go about 3/4 greens, which is your nitrogen rich materials, and a quarter brown, which is your carbon rich materials. Ratios in the compost pile can get a little complicated, but the main thing I try to focus on is keeping my pile like a wrung out sponge. I don't want it to be too wet, but I also don't want it to dry out at all. If it gets dry, I add more greens. If it gets too wet, I turn it and add some browns. I keep a long compost thermometer in my compost pile as I'm adding materials to it to make sure that it's staying active. The first few weeks to a month, prefer my pile to be between 100 and 160 degrees. 160 degrees being a more rare occurrence. Usually that happens when I've added a lot of grass clippings because grass clippings are full of thermal loving bacteria. After a month or two, once the compost pile gets back to about the air temperature outside, that's when it's time to flip. I only flip my pile once, and I flip it into the next bay. I think my compost system is cheap and very effective. I no longer have to buy compost. I have enough compost to lay out in my garden beds at least once a year. And that's another episode of Down to the Dirt with Phil.